I just wear hats because I can't be fucked styling my hair. And I mean, styling your hair wouldn't really be a big issue if you didn't care how you looked, but I sort of care a little bit. Anyway, topic of the conversation today is bodybuilding, comma, my journey. Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to make it sound cool, but pretty much I was having this think about it the other day, like what has bodybuilding done for me in terms of my journey through, I don't know, I suppose life. I mean, or where did my bodybuilding journey start? And it sort of took me back because pretty much if you're in the gym and you're trying to change how you want to look, like for a broader term or for a broader goal, you just want to change what you physically appear like, then you're pretty much a bodybuilder. That's a simple matter of fact, right? Because that is what we do as the sport. It feels weird saying we, but like I guess I should more so like own the title. Like, yeah, I'm a bodybuilder. Be loud and proud about it. But it's not like I'm shy about it or anything. But it's like I don't know. It just feels weird to say. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. If you are trying to change how you look, either get bigger, get leaner, get more toned, look more muscular, blah 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 blah, appearance-wise, we're just talking appearance, then you are a bodybuilder. And you may not be a competitive bodybuilder, or you may not be a bodybuilder that's been doing it for long, but if your goal is related to that, aesthetics, appearance, then you should be training like a bodybuilder, right? And I think this is where it gets really muddled up with some people. Like, you can train like a bodybuilder for years and years and years and years, and you can train extremely well, but that is just one aspect of it for you to reach that desired appearance, right? Training is just going to be one side of how you manipulate what you want to appear like, right? The obvious second one is going to be your diet and your nutrition, because I always like to think of it in extremes. Excuse me. Think of it like this. If all I did was eat like a bodybuilder and I never trained, will I eventually look like one, or will I be able to alter my appearance? To some degree. Yeah, there is no way you're going to be able to put on muscle mass, for example, if you don't train. Vice versa, if all you do is focus on training and you're always in a caloric surplus, you're on that forever bulk, then there's a good chance that you're not going to get to that desired appearance that you want, because it might require a little less body fat. There we go. I mean, there's a few other things that are in the equation, but pretty much when people first start out trying to alter their appearance, I think there's a big hype on, body recomposition, or, losing fat and gaining muscle. And inherently, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I think if you peeled back and went down to the basics a bit more, so for example, right now it's not a triangle, it's more so just like a line where on one side you have diet, on the other side you have training. What else would I say is the most important part in terms of being able to alter your physical appearance? Rest and recovery. There we go. Those three things. Yeah. Now you got a triangle. I would peel back to the basics on each of those triangles and focus on them individually. And I think that's going to net you more gains than trying to get too much all at one go. Jesus, what is going on here? Well, I let him out, and then I pretty much almost encouraged him to get T-boned. So, is that on me? Nah, not really. That's on him. He's the one that took the gap. Anyway, and so yeah, if I was to teach someone how to alter their appearance from day one, and I keep saying this because I mean, like, that is the broad goal, right? You can say bodybuilding training, you can say training for aesthetics, training for appearance, but I just like to use that for the sake of this car talk. And the basics would look something like, okay, training wise, the most important thing is going to be training with good form to close proximity to failure, or close to failure. Yeah. And until you master that, that is pretty much the fundamental of it. Yeah, don't worry about supersets, don't worry about your programming. Worry about doing a session or doing a workout or doing just one exercise and taking that exercise to complete muscular failure or close to. You will know that that set was conducive to hypertrophy and thus, changing what you look like. On the diet side, you would probably need to understand what a caloric surplus and what a caloric deficit is, and then that's literally it, right? A surplus is going to be required for when you want to gain muscle mass, A deficit is going to be required for when you want to reveal said muscle mass. And that's pretty much it. Those are the two things when it comes to your physique, right? You can either look smaller or you can look bigger. And funnily enough, they are exactly, oh my goodness, my camera. They are exactly related to your caloric balance, I suppose, right? On the rest and recovery side, it would sort of tie in. It's more so like a Venn diagram. It would tie in more so as well with your training, your lifestyle, as well as your nutrition. But pretty much, you do not want to be training while sore, and you do not want to be training, what do you call it, with poor sleep. Like, not training with poor sleep, but you want to be in the best position possible to enhance the effects of your training. And rest and recovery or managing it is going to be key. Sleep is probably like the biggest and most important thing, but adequate rest days, adequate frequency training, a volume that works for you, all of these things should be considered. And I mean, I didn't really understand all of this until maybe 5 years ago when it came to my training. I was just doing like a classic go to the gym, lift weights. I didn't really my experience with training was very, I wouldn't even say intermediate. It was very beginner slash novice at best. And it was only until I actually studied it a bit more, researched a bit more. And I don't mean this like pen and paper. I just go on YouTube and follow some like gym dudes and see what they're talking about, and then see if other gym dudes are talking about it. And then maybe a bit of like, my own deep research to see if what they're saying is true. So it's not really that crazy type of research, right? I say research, I just make it sound cool, but it really was just that. And it was only after that though did I feel like my training quality, the training side of that Venn diagram, get pretty damn close to like maxing out. You know, I was training as close as I could given all my parameters and blah 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 blah, and getting the most out of every session. And it was like, okay, if you just do that, you're gonna reach an eventual peak. You're eventually gonna cap off, right? The moment you start to implement some positive changes or conducive changes in your diet and your recovery that are for changing what you look like in the mirror, then you're gonna see some even faster results, right? And that was made more apparent to me, honestly, just through this prep. Like, counting calories, tracking my meals, ensuring I get adequate amounts of protein, and obviously I took it a step further, ensuring the timing of my meals was adequate so that I was able to be fueled for my workout, so the training Venn diagram aspect didn't ever go down. As well as, yeah, ensuring that I retain as much muscle as possible. All of it was made apparent to me just more recently. And so, I don't know, it's like my journey is still not, well, it's not really ever going to be over, but it's like there's so many levels to it, right? And it was a little, I suppose, humbling. No, it was more like I always knew, but I just didn't really know to what extent would, you know, properly tracking your diet, sleep, and training like yield in terms of results. And let me tell you, spoiler alert, it fucking does a lot. So my advice, if you're just starting out in the gym or you're looking to build some muscle mass, you're looking to train a bit more, blah, 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 ensure you got the basics down right. Because I think ensuring you got the basics in all three of those areas are going to net you a lot more in terms of your journey compared to, being extremely proficient in one. And I think everyone knows which one we're talking about. Most people try to max out their stats in terms of their training, but they pay no mind to their nutrition or their recovery or any of that other stuff. Yeah. So I suppose it's just going to be like a balancing act in terms of where you prioritize. It's like when you level up in games and you get 5 points to allocate as stats, where do you put those 5 points? Every other guy that was like 22, 21 years old, sort of like me when I first started training, all of it was in terms of fucking maxing out my lifts and making sure my training was on point. But yeah, there's just going to be a point of diminishing returns at a certain level. And so, whoops, just gonna sneak on by you over here, cool. And so, yeah, working on those three other areas, I think will yield like better results. And to close out, like when I coach people, this is exactly the sort of same methodology that I go through. It's like, yes, I'm gonna teach you how to train and get the most out of your exercises, but you surely must also know that's not even the full equation. The other part of the equation is going to be your diet. It's going to be managing your nutrition, managing your sleep, your recovery, as well as like your schedule in terms of your training. Right? That's the beauty of online coaching. That's why I like to do it, because it's like I can tailor this thing so that it'll fit this person's lifestyle, so that even if they're training 2, 3, 4, whatever, how many times a week, you're going to get the most out of that time committed. It's like if I commit 120 minutes to training every week, 2 hours, yeah, you best believe those 2 hours are going to be maximally effective towards your goals. Yeah, and then I suppose the question then is always, you get two people, you compare them. One trains 2 hours a week, one trains 4 hours a week. Just let's look at total hourage. Obviously, the person that trains more will reach their goals faster, but it's just about staying like committed to it, honestly. Anyway, that's it for today. I mean, it's weird to close a car talk with that's it, because we're about to fucking hit some chest, but I don't know. I was just feeling like I was in a bit of a yapping mood, and I wanted to just talk a bit in terms of like bodybuilding and what it meant to me, for lack of a better description. Anyway, one final turn. I'm at the gym. We'll see you in there for some chest. Woo! Oh shit, Granny's crossing the road. All right, bye-bye. Alrighty, welcome. Up close and personal. No, we're not doing machine pec flies. We're doing, well, this is also a machine pec fly, but this is like a machine incline pec fly. 3 sets here, 3 sets high to low. That's it for chest. Yeah, I'm thinking either shoulders, rear delts, or arms. Sorry, when I say shoulders, I mean side delts, rear delts, or not arms, I mean abs. Wrong letter. Anyway, let's see how we go. 3 sets here, 30 kilos, relatively heavy. You'll notice though that I'm actually going to be doing more of a pressing movement as opposed to a fly movement. And that's by design, that's intentional. I'll show you what it looks like. Ugh. Oh, I always do that. Not bad. Actually got more reps than I thought I would, so let's just go again. You know what this is? This is the POV, my kid, when I want some snacks and I'm driving them somewhere. I hope that's in shot. Anyway, 2 more of these. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. No way. Oh, that's better. I might drop the weight. Might go one more. Sorry, definitely we'll go one more. Not bad. Oh, I fucked this up. There we go. Am I in the shot? My poor neck. Anyway, one last set of these. The whole reason why I'm doing like a pressing motion of it is that like the resistance curve on this is just hectic. Most of these like free weight incline machines work on like an arcing rotating axis. So I don't know where I'm going with this, but it just feels nice on the chest to actually do the push with it as opposed to a nice long fly motion. But if you don't know what that looks like, I mean, yeah, if you don't know what that looks like, watch this shit. Ah. Oh, good God. Time to move on. Phew. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely party time. Incline high to low cable cross action. 3 sets. It's gonna be hectic. And that's it for chest. I don't wanna fucking hurt myself. It's so freaking good. Crazy ass chest pump. Whoops, sorry. 2 more. It's all right. Let's do 1 more. Alrighty, last set. It's party time. That's it. But I mean it. Not bad. Alrighty. Bit of a treat today. Standing dumbbell lateral raises. 2 sets and then we check the pump. I miss these, I really do. But It's sort of like a bad habit. I like doing them because I feel a crazy pump. My shoulder striations look crazy. But then, once every, 4 times I do it, I'll pull my neck. So it's like a side dumbbell lateral raise roulette. Like, let's hope I don't fuck my neck up today. Yeah, it's one of those good days. Anyway, 2 sets, but let's start with 12 and a halves. Maybe I'll go down. If you've seen me do dumbbell lateral raises before, I probably had like 14 left. Normally I'll do 3 cluster sets to failure. Is how I normally do my single set of dumbbell lateral raises. What does that mean? I'll do as many as I can. Then the moment I can't get it to around about here, I'll just chill down here, rest for 10 seconds. Usually then I'll get 2 full ones, maybe 3 halfies, chill again, and then maybe 1 or maybe 2 good ones, and then another fucking 3 halfies. It's fucking crazy. I do like fucking 35 rep dumbbell lateral raises. That's 1 set, and I do that fucking 3 times. I mean, if that sounds like insanity, like talking about it out loud, that's sort of how I've always been doing my side lateral raises. So maybe that might be the secret sauce. Who knows? Anyway, I've got a really good looking straight on shot here. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. That wasn't bad though. That wasn't bad. Okay, so it looked good in the mirror, and it's not really the most creative. It's literally like a dead in front shot. I was originally going to make it look in the mirror and then reflect back, but then I was like, I suppose I can just set up the camera right in front of me. Anyway, one last set here, and then let's check the pump. Let's go a little crazy with it. Phew. You know what? Whilst I do have a bit of decent lighting, let's just throw in a quickie. Doesn't count. I'm looking in the mirror. Anyway, let's see what this looks like. Alrighty. 10 minutes of posing practice. I mean, today I'm really just gonna hit the chest poses. I just want to see what the pumped up chest and the pumped up side delts will result in, because it gives me a benchmark to see what shape I can fill up to come pre-stage pump up. When everyone's like doing push-ups with the cables and stuff. Alrighty, let's transition practice. Yeah, we go from a front double by. That's what I need. I need to squeeze the glute in, pull this section up. Looks something like this. Without, with. But it's annoying because to pull the glute in, I actually lift my leg a little bit, which is annoying because I want to plant this foot. Oh well. Fist length apart, turn the toes out. Nice, nice. The secret behind my vacuum, grow up overweight and get bullied for being fat. You think I'm kidding? I mean, I was sort of like a fat kid when I was growing up from the ages of like, as early as I can remember to maybe like year 11, year 12. That's like 16, 17. That's puberty, adolescence, and pretty much on my way to young adult, or maybe that's adolescence, being a bit, chubby and overweight. Definitely when I was younger, I was a bit more, I wouldn't really say fat, but I say fat, like I was just chubby, right? But it definitely messed with my like self-image growing up and stuff. And so what would I always do? I'd walk around and suck my stomach in a little bit, suck my stomach in a little bit. And then you do this long enough, and then all of a sudden, you develop the muscles to do a vacuum. It's crazy. Looks like this. Does that look freaky? My bad. That's like my rib cage showing and shit. But like any muscle, you can train it to get stronger, and you can develop the skill to be able to flex it better or control it better, right? And so for me in the vacuum, because I've been so used to doing it, I don't know, when it came to practicing it, it was sort of easy for me. It was just like, I'll just do that thing that you used to always do, like, in the back of your mind. And so, I mean, I wouldn't say it's one of my best poses, but it's definitely one of the things I have in my arsenal that can help me out. Because you can pretty much do a lot of the poses with a vacuum. You want to see the vacuum edition? We'll go front lat spread. Compare that to a non-vacuum, it's like, actually, I don't know which looks better. They both looked okay. The front double bi is a classic one. My front double bi without a vacuum looks horrendous. I'll do the exact same steps, slight tilt, shift the hips, bring the chest up, flare this out, and then you'll see the difference. Ready? So it goes. Versus. I don't know. Anyway, you can even hit the side chest with the vacuum. I don't like the look because it almost looks like, it sort of looks like I'm a praying mantis for a second. It's like I have no body but long ass hands. It looks like this. But then I suppose the hands cover it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. One thing that I'm doing differently for my classic side chest is that I'm gonna hit the side chest, and then when I transition to this classic version, I'm gonna breathe out all the air, crunch the abs, and then hit the vacuum. It looks a bit nasty, but I still need to practice it. It should go something like this. We hit the transition, bop, bop, turn, twisting Arnold. I don't know what this is called, but this is my transition pose. I hit this, set the legs, pull in, first side chest, second side chest, yeah? That's what I'm working on. That's what's going on in the bodybuilding blackboard, But otherwise, I'll be honest, 4 weeks to go. I'm a little stressed out. I wish I was a bit lighter. I wish I was a bit more cut. But for every kilo that I don't lose, I consider it pretty much recomping at my body weight, which isn't the worst thing. It's bad if you compare to what I could have been, but when you consider all the things and what's been going on, staying the same weight is not the end of the world. It really isn't, right? As long as
I am still trying my absolute best, but we can be pretty happy. Oh, not bad. Not bad. All right, if you've watched this far, thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one.